are we and why are we here?
We're currently in Passau. We just drove from my parents' place to here because we are getting the engagement ring.
And we are getting the engagement ring because the ring I gave to Lena was kind of like the replica, and the original ring is finally done and ready to pick up.
I'm so excited. I was so excited and so happy and so nervous all at the same time. It was honestly quite a ride. Unfortunately, Louis was afraid of filming me inside the shop, which means we have no initial reaction to the ring. But you can believe me when I say that I am in love with this ring and I smile every single time I look at it. A little more backstory of how and why Louis chose this exact ring, as well as some close-up shots will follow in just a second. However, to continue this little baby vlog, to make this day even better for me, Louis took me into 2 bookstores and bought me a new book, which everybody knows I'm such a sucker for. In the same building that the bookstore was in, there was also a really cool closed rooftop cafe situation, which is where we had a celebratory coffee and hot chocolate. We went into the second bookstore as I was not entirely happy with the selection of the first, and I chose The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo for any of the book lovers out there who want to know. And by the way, I love it so far. Now back to the story of the ring.
Why are we here today?
We're here to talk about the ring, why you got it, why you got this one, where you got it.
For those of you who watch our videos more frequently, you might know that during our stay on Hawaii, I had to go back to Germany for 10-ish days because my visa expired.
Which is where I cried my eyes out because I didn't want him to leave because we weren't sure if he was going to come back.
It was never sure if I will come back. I went back to Germany to see my family, but also to get an actual engagement ring.
Because I thought that the rings we once made at Gem Studio, these ones, yes.
There we go.
I thought that these rings are going to be our like placeholder engagement rings. Because obviously buying an engagement ring is really expensive. Also, I don't know the price. You might not know the price either.
No.
Nobody will know. And so I thought that this was going to be the ring. And I did not suspect anything at all.
So what I did, spoke to my mom, told her the whole plan that we wanted to go to Kauai, that I wanted to propose there, that I need to get a proper ring. So the problem about the ring for Lena is basically that Lena isn't your typical princess, girly
chick.
I didn't want to say chick, but she's not the basic mainstream, however you're gonna call it. So the ring can't be the actual engagement ring, which is just
like a little band, a small little band with one big stone. Also, not to say, obviously those are gorgeous, and I know that like 95% of all the women have those, and those are really, really pretty. They're just not...
That's not Lena.
Exactly. That's what... It's not nice. That's not what we're trying to say. We're just trying to say that it doesn't really fit my personality.
So the big deal was to find a ring which actually fits Lena and her personality. So I went back home to my mom, and we actually grabbed my grandma too, and we went through, I would say, at least 4 or 5 different proper engagement ring stores. They had hundreds of engagement rings. I went in every single engagement ring store and said, I need a ring. My girlfriend is not that typical kind of engagement ring girlfriend. She needs a ring no one else has.
Cause I have a boyfriend no one else has.
The first 3 stores said, no way, we only have this typical princess like... it's hard to say, not princess.
Yeah, I was just gonna say...
We don't have the typical, let's call it
let's
the
just say
typical engagement ring.
ring.
Okay, so...
Which are still nice.
They are indeed. So I got kind of nervous throughout that day because I knew I have like 3 days in that city to find a proper ring, and I have a total of 5 more days to go back to Hawaii, and I need that ring. So basically, as in every typical single love story, I went to the last shop and they literally had the perfect ring for Lena. From the first moment I saw that ring, I knew I had to get exact that ring. So if you look at that ring, it basically screams Lena, because the stones are aligned like the Milky Way. So it basically, if you look at the ring, it basically feels like you have swiped that ring through the Milky Way and captured like 5, 6 or 7 stars. So
that is perfect.
That is that actually is perfect, and that stands for being outside, being magical. What I also love about the ring is that the actual ring itself is a little bit thicker than a normal engagement ring is, so that's the sporty Lena kind of vibe.
The more casual.
Yeah, the more casual, not super princessy engagement ring.
We can put a counter on how many times Luis said princessy.
So that's why I decided that is the ring I have to get for Lena. Got to that store, got the ring.
And then flew back to Hawaii.
Flew back to Hawaii. Waited for almost another 3 months. And the thing about that is, because there wasn't really a good place to hide the ring in our apartment, because we had like 3 pieces of furniture and that was it. Remember our closet? And I did put the ring up top on the right hand corner, where Lena basically is just too small to reach it. And every single day she went to that closet to pick up stuff to wear. I got super afraid that she would find out that there was a ring. And that kept on going for almost 3 months.
And also, fun fact, I actually, because we did originally had our bedding in there, we started somewhere else afterwards, but there was still like, I think like 2 pillowcases or something we didn't really need. And once I stood in front of that closet and I was like, I think maybe I should just put that out of there, because maybe I might use it. And then I stood in front of there and I had Luis in my head, because I usually do like way too many things that are like unnecessary. I like create work for myself, which is so stupid. So I had Luis in my head and I was like, he was like saying like, do you really need to do this right now? Like, that's so unnecessary, why don't you just chill for 5 minutes? And then I stood there and I was like, actually yeah, no, I don't need that. And I just turned around and left.
Wow.
You weren't even there, we were just in my head. Like, it was kind of like him protecting.
Don't do it.
Him
just don't do
protecting the ring. That's so funny. Yeah. So this is the story of the ring.
That's the story. Short but good.
Literally the most gorgeous thing ever. I love it. And originally I also wasn't sure about if I wanted to have it silver or gold. Thankfully Luis said you don't have to decide that, because I said it's gold.
I'm gonna do the proposal, so I decide what the ring's gonna look like.
Exactly. And yeah, also we had to pick it up because the ring he brought to Hawaii with him was obviously not the right size, and like mine has an engraving in it, all that stuff. So it was,
how you call that?
Technically it was a placeholder ring, I'd say. And also, speaking of engravements, we actually have the coordinates of Hanalei Bay engraved, as well as a little L for Luis, which is just, I love it. It's so nice. Thank you, Frankie.
You're welcome.
That is it. Thank you guys. That is it. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this little episode. I hope it was interesting.
It was short, but that's the story.
We will see you. Bye-bye.